being the youngest of the group. I'm a student. I'm in my last year trying to get my criminology degree.
And I'm more involved in digital marketing, particularly affiliate marketing and SEO.
So yeah, I mean, regular Joes here just really love the game, and for tonight we're actually going to talk about something that's really relevant, and it's about Gilas basketball. And it's really timely given that the Olympic qualifier tournament is less than a month away. And actually, kahapon lang, di ba? So we had watched a really good tune-up against Iran. So what can you guys say about it? Roy?
It was a very good victory for us, especially that we know that Coach Tad actually played different players. Within the system, we tried a lot of combinations and still we won the game in a convincing manner.
Yeah, I was more of an experiment type between two coaches, Bowman and Coach Tad.
It was for me it was a roller coaster actually. Like obviously because of the leagues, it went from like as high as 20 or something.
Yeah, almost. I think.
Almost 20, then bumaba to like 3, I believe.
Consider the Iran team that we played last night.
Sure,
Is the rebuilding team aside comparison to the cadet team of ours. So it's pretty strong.
And speaking of Iran, they only had like a few veterans there named Sahakia and Kardous, Jamshidi. But most of the guys are, I think, 23 and below. And still, I mean, I believe that's the same lineup they're gonna compete with and when they do their own OQT in Turin, I believe. Yeah, I mean, it's still a good game. It's more of a feeling out. I mean, the fourth quarter, I noticed that Tab really went small ball and had LA, Romeo, and Parks together at the same time. And that's when Iran caught up. But maybe we can expand further.
As far as the small ball that they put out right at the crunch time, the last 5 minutes, Coach Tab decided to put on, like you said, LA, Romeo, and Parks, and Blatch, I think it was the
RDO. Then substituted by
Norwood, yeah.
So, I'm interested, how did Ray fare last night?
We love this performance. I mean, Ray was confident out there. It was pretty obvious that the D-League experience helped him out.
I thought that he showed poise even in like the last 2 minutes. He showed poise, showed that he could play with that level of competition. He showed enough calmness and understanding of the game, made the right reads, right decisions. But again, I just wanted to point out that I'm not sure if the small ball lineup was a smart move by Tab, especially on the key moments of the game. I thought that if he wanted to test that lineup out, I thought that he could have done it, earlier in the game when we had more of a lead. Maybe that would have been the time to experiment or try out different lineups. But then again, we could also say that maybe he wanted to try it out at that point to see where those guys are at individually. Like, how would they perform under the bright lights, the pressure? How are they going to respond to an Iran team that was basically, like you said, not the strongest team that they fielded out there. Mm-hmm. So maybe it was a good measuring stick for our guys.
So, are you trying to tell me that Coach Tab used a 3-point guard combination last night?
Well, Ray isn't really a point guard. I mean, he played as a point in the D-League, but
it's more of a 1, 2, 3 kind of guy.
Yeah. So, but definitely 3 guard rotation. And yeah, I mean, it really, I think more than the small ball, I think the Iran zone really shackled us.
Yeah.
It really put us in a very tight situation.
So that small ball, it's pretty fast, but do you think it could work against France, against New Zealand? We're in the Worlds against Argentina. How do you think how they could keep up in our speed?
Roy, I want you to take this.
When it comes to speed, yes, we are slightly faster compared to our opponents, but a small ball lineup will not do us good, especially on the defensive end.
So it's good on spurts.
On spurts, yes. And I think I would agree with Ren when it comes to the in-game situation yesterday that Coach Tad decided to have 3-guard lineup, but performance-wise, that's how Iran got closer. But I think that's part of the intent for them to experience pressure in our middle land as compared to heavy pressure in Europe.
Training camp. Yeah, I would see that working. Not against France, not against the thoroughbreds of New Zealand. I mean, France, the smallest guy there is Tony Parker, he's what, 6'2"? The other guys there, I'm not sure if Roderick Bobois is going to play. I saw him as he's going to be a part of the pool, and he's a speedster as well. But definitely, I don't think France will play Parker and Bobois at the same time. So I still have my doubts if it's going to work. I mean, siguro in spurts, maybe if you're closing out the quarter, last minute or a few seconds of the quarter, you want to go speed at it, and but definitely not against France, not against those young guys in New Zealand, and so definitely not against Canada.
That small ball kind of did they apply pressure basketball?
Did they?
Pressure basketball.
It's a pressure.
I think they only applied pressure when Buevos there, because defensively, Castro, Parks, Abueva is a good pressing unit.
I just felt like if they were going to put that lineup out there, they needed to play faster than how they played.
And you're talking about
the small ball lineup. Yes. If they were going to put that 3-guard lineup out there, they needed to play faster than how they played.
The insertion of Gil Norwood towards the latter 2 minutes actually helped them.
That helped them.
Because RDO cannot really keep pace with the Iran forwards.
Yeah, namely Sahakin.
Sahakin is pretty good.
Yeah, actually, I'm surprised with Sahakin. Before he could drill a 3-ball to save his life. Now I think he knocked out Son last night. Yeah.
He'll be able to hit the ball.
So, I mean, gentlemen, overall, offense is good. Maybe except Jumar, but I mean,
it's going to get better.
Yeah, definitely he's going to get better. He's a beast. And defense pa rin talaga ang weakness.
Defense is key. And lights out shooting. Perfect lights out shooting. Remember Jeff Chadwick against Croatia? Something like that.
But last night, Ryan Reyes was lights out.
Oh, yeah, Ryan.
Speaking of Ryan Reyes, what do you think of him making it in the final 12?
Dude, you know I've been a Ryan Reyes fan ever since, and I've been vouching for him to be included in the final 12 even over certain guys, which I'm going to discuss later. But definitely after the Iran game stopped, definitely went up. Yeah. And I can see, kasi I mean, we all know he plays great defense. He's more of a street shooter, not like Marcio and Jeff Chan, but he can drill the open 3 definitely. And this basketball IQ is really good. Kaya si Jamsi was only limited to like less than 15 points, less than 10. And that's because of Ryan. They clamped down on him since the first quarter.
Yeah, they put Ryan on I think that was their best guy.
Yeah,
they put Ryan on their best guy, and to be able to hold him down to under 15 points and at the same time drain all of his 3-pointers, I thought that kid is money. I mean, I haven't seen him play a lot, but from what he showed yesterday, that kid is money from 3 for sure.
As long as he's healthy.
Let's hope for it. Let's hope he gets healthy.
How about the scenario? Ryan is healthy, Marshall is healthy.
That's gonna be.
That's the coach's job.
Well, good thing. For the viewers who still don't know, actually, I just read online a while ago that they're still open to having Marcio join the team in Greece. Some time in the way, they're talking to his agent about it. I mean, it's a wait and see thing. So it's a wait and see approach.
Marshall is a lights out shooter. You really have to consider that.
I know he's Steph Curry.
As long as he's healthy, too bad he's down with bronchitis. That sucks, and it's viral, and he can makahawa siya ng mga players because it's viral.
It's unfortunate that, right? Such a great shooter, and we can never have enough of great shooters
Never
here.
have enough shooters, especially in an international setting where a lot of teams play zone. You gotta have those guys who can
Shooters will break apart the zone.
Such a quick release. That's what I like about it.
One
Jeff takes etc.
I'm not really sure with the issues surrounding Lassiter. Especially last night, we were actually looking for him in the bench, and he was not there.
Yeah.
So, in terms of the commitment, in terms of the side issues, we don't know that one. But definitely, when it comes to shooting, one of the best we had in a long time.
I think it's safe to say he's the best shooter in the Philippines now.
Yeah.
Even Jeff. I mean, Jeff. I think he's better than Jeff right now. I mean, judging his
Consistency, yeah.
Yeah.
But down the line, how will
Yeah, it's like 4 years younger than Jeff, so that helps.
And the defense of Lassiter is much better than Jeff.
Yeah, definitely. Gilas 4.0 is like the defensive guy.
He's clamping down the scorers. Even runs. Oh, I can go back to the small ball.
Sure.
I have one concern there, wherein on the defensive end, it's really a liability. Remember how Australia and Ukraine dismantled our small ball?
Yeah.
It's a simple pick and roll.
Yeah.
Above the key or maybe the center.
High pick and roll.
Very high pick and roll with their biggest guy and their big point guard. Their point guard was very athletic. And I think that's the time when Jason Foxworth got injured and Bloch got mad at their hulking center because they were really being physical against Jason. So
Which one? Australia? I think last played against Ukraine. That's what we get. I get a button for it.
they win, nothing win. So it's a simple pick and roll wherein height matters.
Yeah, sure.
And our bigs aren't that athletic compared to
Other teams.
the other teams. Yes. They're going to defend it.
You know, at that time, we had a close game against France. We didn't get really beat up by Australia, and people were thinking, okay, we're going to beat Ukraine. It was a humbling experience.
Yeah. So we also yeah.
So there it is.
But then again, Congress only employed motion offense.
Yeah.
People drive motion offense. This time, Tapao has a number of offensive sets and a number of defensive sets that quite confidence there.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward Coach Tab applying the pressure defense of Alaska, especially with Alberta and things in there.
Did they do that in the FIBA Asia 2015?
Yeah, they did. Against Iran, against Iran specifically. Remember, Haddad did not score, and they took.
But they also were half court, but full court or last pressure.
It's full court, 3/4 or half, but still it's Alaska brand of basketball.
Sure.
Pressure basketball, especially clamping down against Hamad. They took Hamad out of the game, and Brownie was so disappointed. Because they can't make shots. If you guys remember, that's Alaska brand of basketball. Running, they could run the fast break as long as they play pressure the ball.
Yeah.
If we can apply this against New Zealand and France, then good. But then again, that's Harvard. That's TV, and then that's they call it shoot the lights out.
Yeah. We saw a glimpse of that defense. I was talking to you about it yesterday about the half-court defense. Kept on moving around, so we had a lot of deflections against Iran. So definitely the Alex Compton effect is definitely
Shown.
Yeah.
How about the game over with Ray and Ambueva combination?
Oh yeah, that's definitely defensive-wise. Gay could play point, so Ray.
And then put Japeth at the 4 and Blatch at the 5. So if they try to throw,
If you want to go suffocating defense, then
Yeah, I think that.
then maybe throw your ping at the 4, then Jack better at the 5, and
did Blatch play at par as expected, or
yeah, 20 points, 11 rebounds.
that's expected? But did he play 2014 or 2015?
Maybe like maybe a mix of both. Hindi pa siya 2014.
But it's never, right now, it's never better than 2015.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Body-wise, he's actually a lot faster now.
Maybe
The ball has improved.
yeah.
It's more controlled.
Okay, it's more flight. It's fine.
Yeah, the behind the back is more fluid. Maybe siguro a more accurate description would be 2015 CBA Blatch.
CBA.
Yeah. Definitely not 2014.
So this Blatch.
Hopefully after Greece.
This Blatch could take E and what's the other guy?
Zochi.
Zuki. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could take one of them to school. This version.
Not yet. Maybe Zochi, but not E. Maybe same level.
Zuki was always coming from the blind side.
One-on-one defense you can, but with the help of another 7-footer,
That's kind of
it's tough.
But then again, we'll face that kind of adversity in the upcoming qualifying tournament. Everybody's taller than us, bigger than us, so we're the underdogs.
Of course we are.
But we have the sixth man, so.
And again, it showed, what was the score, 80 to 91, I think was the score?
81,
Or
7.
81 to 7. It showed that we can put up 81 points on Iran, who's granted that wasn't their strongest team, but to put up 81 points against Iran showed that we can score the basketball.
And we were still in experimental.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We were playing around with lineups, so we still.
That could have been easily 100 points for us.
But we have to thank Iran because they play competitive basketball. They showed that they wanted to win.
Sure.
So it helped both teams.
Yeah.
But for me, I feel that it's more of a positive for them. It's more of building their future, imagine their
Future, right.
Their cadets are way ahead of our cadets.
Oh yeah. That's the thing, and let's talk about this briefly now. I mean, the late maturity of the Filipino players. I mean, college players play in the UAAPNC until they're 25. And they get drafted at what, 25, 26, 27. Number one pick, Bolt Alto is 27 years old. And I don't know if it's a cultural thing, but it's definitely not good for development. Because like you said, I mean, Iran's team is like they're sending their young bloods over there. And they're still, guys. I mean, Kiefer Avena didn't even play. I mean, okay, granted, he's gonna get, it's not gonna make it to the top 14, and they knew that. But still, I mean, just give the kid confidence and let him play against some tough competition. Those kids of Iran are even younger than Kiefer. Think about that. Kiefer's not even in the pros yet. So, yep, that's what we have. So yeah, let's talk about our final 12. Well, it's our own, predictions, our own choices, but yeah, I mean,
Final 12 meaning
the 12 players that we think are going to make it.
Okay, including Marcio. Since you mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to include him,
yeah. Since you mentioned earlier that the window is still open for him to follow.
Okay, start with you.
Okay, it'll be Blatch, Junmar, Gabe,
Let's just name the top 14 that was just released this morning. So it was Blatch, Junmar, Jap, Ranidel, Troy, Gabe, Owewa, Ray Parks, Jeff Chan, Ryan Reyes, Terrence Romeo, Jason Castro, Pinkers, and Elite Denor. That's the 14.
Mm-hmm. And then Marcio,
Marcio was like I don't know, it's
like
up in the air.
Slightly open window. And only if it makes. So my final goal would be I'd go for first class and
Guys gotta go for it.
It's Blatch, Junmar, Gabe, Marcio, and Jason.
Good.
Japheth, Ranidel, Ping, Calvin, and Ray. So the last two will be tricky. So Troy has to be there. Size-wise,
I agree.
Size-wise and age. And look, the facade of this game is something like Ranidel and Ping. And he's taller than both of them. He's trying to be that energy guy, and he wants to have an offensive set where he's a stretch 4. So I think that's good enough for him.
What do you think about the people saying that if we're gonna have Troy there, of course, for the youth movement, we shouldn't have Ranidel because they basically play the same position, they play the same game, they're both stretch 4s, and who can play 3 sometimes?
You still gotta need both. What if one got injured?
Like what we said, we never have a shoot.
And he can teach height. He cannot teach height. It's 6'6". So we have Terrence, Jeff, LA, and Ryan to choose from. So the last spot for me would go to Jeff. So you're gonna cut. I'm cutting LA, Ryan, and Terrence.
Interesting. So, sige, explain why you're
Explain shooters. You can never cut the 3 guards. But then again, I did a slower lineup. You could go instead of Jeff Chan, you could pick LA or Terrence.
So, who's gonna back up Jason Castro? Jake Norwood?
Or Ray. So if I'll cut Jeff Chan, that would be LA or Terrence. It's a toss-up between the two. LA brings more leadership. Terrence brings more organized chaos. Organized chaos type of basketball. Right.
So let's say Marcio isn't good.
If Marcio isn't gonna make it, Ryan.
There you go.
Ryan and I should have to be.
Okay.
Some one mix between either you get Marcio or you get Ryan.
Cool.
The position is too stacked for them to be in there. So for the point guard, okay, let's remove Jeff. Fine. It's between Terrence and LA. LA brings experience way back when it felt and the worlds. Terrence experience is FIBA Asian last year, and he's torn from FIBA Asia, right?
What?
He's torn.
I wouldn't say stormed. He stormed the Jones Cup, yes. But FIBA, not so much. He was
Decent, but he'll bring the organized chaos type of play.
Yeah, and I think he's only going to get better from how he performed.
talking about Terrence.
I'm talking about Terrence. I think he's always just going to get better from how he performed last year.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Terrence Romeo fan. Yeah, I've told you guys that. I think the kid can play. I think, given a little bit of guidance from, say, Jason Castro, I think he'd be able to harness all that energy, all that hunger to be able to score. I think he should be all right.
But if Terrence will be picked over LA, LA still has to be in there. That's assistant coach maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I foresee.
That as an assistant coach, so that he can impart knowledge on Terrence and how to play more of something different and be the leader.
Yeah.
Because sometimes Jason, he became the leader, but he's always looking at someone who wants to be a leader, like Jimmy. He's always looking at Jimmy. Just give the ball. You're the leader. I'll just score.
That's not
If LA will be there, Jason will look at LA.
Okay, Juan, what's your 12?
My 12, so I have my starting 5 as Jason Castro, Ryan Reyes, Gabe Norwood, Japin, and Blash.
Good.
That's my starting 5 that I roll up. I've got Terrence Romeo backing up Jason Castro, Jeff Chan as a backup 2 guard. I have Randall playing the 3. And I have Troy as the backup 4, and Jumar as the backup 5. And then my the 11 and 12 spot goes to Ray Parks and Abueva. For me, those are my last 2. That's like my defensive guys that I can put in there if I want to shut a guy down for a specific time.
So you cut LA and
Ping. Take away LA and Ping.
So, okay, why are you favoring? I think we're going to discuss this a good deal tonight.
Okay.
I mean, the whole Troy, RDO, Ping, choosing between the 3 or 2 of the 3. So why are you choosing the young guy?
Over Troy, I just feel like Troy brings more to the team offensively. I feel like whatever Ping brings to the team defensively, I feel like Jumar or I feel like the guys that we have can make up the defensive intensity that Payne brings, like the likes of Abueva, Parks. They're not bigs, but I think they'll be able to bring that same intensity and intangibles to the team.
Sure.
But on the offensive end, I don't think there's no one on the team that can, aside from maybe Gilas, maybe, I don't think anyone can bring the same offensive game that Troy can bring, plus the height that he has. I mean, he's got the range, he's got the height. He's got a mid-range game. He's got post up if he chooses to.
He's got hops too.
Yeah, and he's got the hops to do it. So again, the offensive game that he brings to the team is what do I say? It outmatches the. It's more advantageous than the defensive things that Payne would bring to the team.
Sure,
I think.
The thing with Troy, he's more of a three.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna put Troy and RDO on the same lineup, RDO would definitely play the four.
Okay.
I think he's a stronger rebounder and just tougher in the post compared to Troy. But yeah, I mean that's gonna be a good. I think that's gonna be a good combo in the backcourt.
If Troy will play the three, he's gotta be fast.
And
Yeah, he's gotta be really fast.
Which I believe
Something like how Gabe plays.
Yeah, which I believe he's going to get in the Greece training camp. He's going to be up against taller threes, so yeah, it's gonna mold him well if he actually gets the nod in the finals.
Troy at 3, I'm not too sure because if I remember right, in one of his interviews before, he was doing well in talking text playing the 3, and he said he's more comfortable in playing 4.
That's right.
So we'll really see if he will transition well in becoming a 3 type player compared to a power forward because he likes roaming below the basket,
For drop.
drop passes, and he can score from there. And that's actually the same position Javet plays.
Yeah. I have like on my final 12 here, I have RDO playing at the backup 3 spot instead of Troy. I also feel like Troy works better playing as a stretch 4. Relatively might lose some of that rebounding prowess by.
And actually, I don't think he can put Randall defensively in the 3. Let's say I don't think he can guard Jalapan or
they're guarding Saham, so
yeah.
they have a harder time guarding, let's say, Batum.
For example, Batum plays.
Or maybe what's the guy? Lover or Fournier.
But you can expect RDO leaving a very hard fall to this start.
Yes. That's why he's in there for sure. That's why he's in there for the physicality.
Okay, so why are you cutting LA?
I'm cutting LA because you gotta cut someone, right? LA is good enough to be on this team. I'm not denying him that, but we have way too many point guards. I just feel like our guard position is one of the deepest on the pool that was given. So at the end of the day, you gotta cut someone, and you can't cut any of our bigs. So really, you gotta cut someone. You gotta cut one of our point guards. And given the talent that we have at the point guard spot, I think Romeo provides that spark. I think Ray provides that spark, and I think Abueva provides that physicality on defense, that annoying guy that no one wants to deal with.
Sure.
But I like the idea of LA being on the team as an assistant, shared knowledge on how to handle the pressure that comes with the international game.
Sure.
So
to mentor Romeo as well.
Who's more consistent in the 3-point range last time? Terrence or Jason?
Jason didn't really play much. Only played, I think, like 13 minutes. Yeah, made 1 3-pointer. I mean, obviously, Romeo took his share of shots.
2 out of 5.
2 out of 5. Romeo
for 3.
And see, LA.
LA's 1 basket.
Yeah.
I found like
It's a number of.
I found LA's play last night to be a little bit erratic, given minutes that he got, but at the same time, like, he didn't really get a lot of minutes to get into a good rhythm. I found.
Sure, yeah.
But you know, Romeo got way more minutes than him last night, so I thought he got a little bit more of a rhythm.
I read somewhere that the only points that he got is the most important. Sorry?
Romeo? Yeah, I think
when we needed him.
When we needed it, yeah.
But I don't think that's enough for him to make it to the top 12. I mean, I'm going to discuss my top 12 in a bit, but Royal, I want to know your 12.
Okay, first,
Give us your depth chart, starting 5, second 5, last 2.
looking back at the game yesterday and the performances in the recent past and how Baldwin dictates the tempo of the plays, I really think that, yeah, we may have a list of 12 players, but at the end of the day, only 9, 10 players will actually play a lot of minutes. Junior will not play a lot of minutes, definitely. With Latch playing there, with how Baldwin utilizes players, I don't think Junior will be able to play.
Minutes-wise, can you give me a range on how many minutes Jumar can play or will play?
Depends on the
Maybe 10, 15?
10 to 15.
I beg to disagree. We'll see more a lot of Blatch Junior rather than Blatch Japes or Blatch Benedict.
Actually, I don't think that's the direction Ham wants to make, because Japet is, for him, it's the ideal international big. Has a good mid-range, very mobile.
But the idea of Blatch wants right now is he wants Blatch to be at the 4.
Yeah.
Japet at the 5.
And Japet or Junior at the 5.
And he's actually training Japet to be the 5.
We'll discuss more about Junmar. We'll discuss more about Blatch and Junmar combo when we go to the matchups. But yeah,
So my 12, so the first 5, Castro, she's definitely a shooting. Reyes, or that's a shooting.
Your starting guy.
Actually, same starting 5 as
Sure.
Castro, Reyes, Norwood for the defense and for the leadership, Japet, and Blatch.
Nice.
Then my first person, my 6th man will be Parks. Then followed by maybe Chan. But depends on the combination.
What position is he going to play? 3?
Chan, ideally 2.
Yeah, but you said Parks is going to come through Reyes. Who is playing the 2? So you're going to have Parks play the point?
Possible. Depends on the combination, because I don't really expect them to change the entire backcourt at the same time. So we'll see the combination, maybe Castro Parks, Castro Chan, or Reyes Parks, which I would like to see.
Yeah, Reyes
more.
Parks is good.
Then for center, let's say Fajardo. Then Bean, Calvin, and my last man will be Troy.
So you are cutting.
And Cutting, LA, and Randall.
Oh, so you have Romeo.
Yes, I have Romeo.
Romeo and
Cutting, LA, RDO.
So, okay, talking about LA a bit. Tell us where you're cutting RDO, the vet.
I put premium more on Pink's defense when it comes to face-to-face defense against, let's say, a 4 or a 3 person. Pink has the lateral movement, lateral quickness. RDO does not have that one. However, RDO has the shooting, which Troy can actually provide. And given that my top maybe 8-9 players are really Castro, Reyes, Norwood, Javed, Latch, Parks, Chan, actually 7, and even Terrence, then it's quite immaterial for me if it's Bean, Troy, Junmar, or Bean, Troy, or even Tommy at my 9 to 10, 11 goal slot.
In terms of shooting, do you think Troy has reached that consistency that RDO has now, or do you think he still has a ways to go?
Consistency-wise, I would still favor RDO, but we must also consider that RDO came from the injury as well.
Yes.
yes.
So let's see how he develops over time. He's also aged a lot. And depending on his training camp, then you'll actually find out which club will win.
The thing with RDO's been playing with the national team since he was in college. Like youth teams pala, RD team like Southern, not yet Gilas. And you know, he's done his service. So that's another factor to consider when it comes to choosing between RDO, Ping, and Troy, which we'll talk more about as I do my final 12. So here's my final 12 in that chart. First 5 would be Jason Castro, my 2 would be Ray Parks, 3 would be Gabe Norwood, 4 Blatch, 5 Jacket. That's my starting 5. Second 5 would be Terrence Romeo, the point, Ryan Reyes, 2, Bueva, 3. Who's going to be at my 4? June Mar and RDO. RDO would be the 4, of course, June Mar the 5, and my last 2 guys would be Jeff Chan and Troy Rosario. So I'm similar to one, cutting Ping and LA. The reason being, and I've discussed this with you lengthily in our chat, I think Ping regressed a great deal, and that was clearly shown in last year's FIBA Asia. I mean, he had that good game against India. I think he scored 12, 14 points against the taller Indian bigs, but for the most part, I think he was a liability. And you know, against China, where he was guarding people like 1 feet taller than him, it was a really big liability. And I mean, last night though, I saw some glimpses of what actually he can do. And he was very active in the bench. He was like the second coach there. He was providing the chemistry guy. Like when I saw that Ray Park stuff, he was jumping on the seat all over the place. So he's the guy who will keep the team together. And you got, of course, the obvious intangibles that he brings, the rebounding, the defense, the interface defense, and toughness. But I think in terms of intangibles, we have to choose. Are we going to choose that player who can bring intangibles, or are we going to use shooters? Because intangibles, where you have Norwood. Norwood didn't score a point last night, but you know, he has I read somewhere that he had the highest plus benefit, among all the players there. So we have Norwood there as the utility guy. Then Segura to a certain extent on Bueva. So I don't think we need another guy, but definitely Ping should still be in that environment. It should still be at the end of the bench or behind the bench, cheering the guys on, being that chemistry guy, and that he's good at. But definitely I'll favor youth. So I'm choosing Troy over Ping because I believe he can have the same defensive intensity, maybe not the same toughness yet, but definitely Troy's more athletic. Obviously, he has a deeper offensive repertoire. He has the outside shot, he has the mid-range game, he has the inside shot, and we need to develop the young guys, definitely, since we're going to transition back to the cadet program. So yeah, for me, LA naman, we can't have too many small guards there, and I would really like to see LA assume that more of an assistant coaching role, a mentor, that mentor role.
Something that Jimmy had relinquished.
Yeah. So just to recap, who did you cut for 12? So me and Bo, we cut Ping and LA.
RDO.
And RDO.
I think yours is LA and...
Did you cut LA?
Yep, I cut LA.
So basically we all cut
I think LA, Romeo.
No, LA and Jeff.
LA and Jeff.
For me, I don't think Jeff will play a lot of minutes, particularly because I wouldn't want to say he's one-dimensional. He's a pretty good defender, but I think Tad prefers more two-way players, and that's what he has with Ray Parks and Ryan Reyes. So he's more going to be, he's going to assume that specialist role, like, okay, we need a shooter, 2 seconds left, Jeff chance there. So I think
the one who did well did, if anyone said it.
Oh, yeah. Ren. Anything else to add? Final 12? How many minutes do you think, and in terms of impact, I want to start with you, Juan. I think last night was a really good game for him. So how do you think he will impact this iteration of the Gilas 3? And how many minutes will he play?
I think the same thing with Jeff Chan. I think he'd be more of they put him on someone, you know, someone who they want to limit the scoring. Sure. If they want to limit the scoring, I think, or someone that they want to take him out of his game, get in his head a little bit. Sure. I think he's someone that you can plug in there to, you know, make a guy get 2 quick fouls or, you know, get teed up or something like that. But again, I don't see him playing a major role as far as the team's offensive philosophy or anything like that. But no, I like him in there because of his length, his speed. He's able to keep up with guys. It's too bad that, you know, the game that he played last night, he was a little bit off his.
Not mentally there.
He wasn't really completely there, but you can see that the speed is there. I thought that he was in shape. I thought that he was able to keep up with some of the guys. But I think he just needs to get a little bit more of a rhythm. Maybe he can score. You know, maybe he'd be able to score a little bit more comfortably within the team's scheme once he gets into a little bit more of a offensive rhythm. But defensively, man, I think this guy you can stick this guy on someone, and I think that he'll be able to keep up with him.
You think he's athletic? Obviously, he won't be tall enough to match against the threes, but let's say we put him up against Gilas, or you know, let's say not too familiar with the New Zealand threes, but let's say we face Canada in the second round, and you think we can put him against Wiggins, or what do you think is going to be his defensive matchups? Maybe, you know, when we go into the OQT,
it's one of them containing the point guard that can score.
Yeah, we talked about that. I think he'll be guarding more of the Corey Josephs, the Nato DeColo, the Corey Websters,
and Tony Parker will get inside their head.
I think he's more.
Tony Parker will play really great, but then again, he'll be extra careful.
I see him more of a, like I said, putting him on like a point guard. I see him on the other team's point guard to disrupt the other team's offense. Take them a little bit more longer to get into their sets, shave some time off the shot clock, give them less time to work with,
and get inside their head.
Definitely, they will feel the presence of Weber and a big next match. Speaking of Calvin, I actually like to see Calvin play the point position.
defensively.
Not offensively.
Interesting. Why is that?
Just to push the ball all the time. And I remember last year, he has the license to be the first
Westbrook
type of player.
Rebound and
post. And for the rest, you need to pass the ball to the point, but for Calvin, he's the only one.
I see him being able to do that. I can see him just running, miss on one end, and you see him just take off.
And as what I mentioned yesterday, you will really feel the presence of Calvin if the opponent's ahead.
Yeah.
But if you are actually leading, I would like Abueva to stay in the bench because Abueva might just do something silly.
Right. Yeah, sure. So you're saying Calvin will be the point guard every time there's a fast break.
I don't think
From everybody.
I don't think he'll be suitable to command the point on half court offense. Lalo na kung may pressure.
Or open court.
Open court basketball, give the ball.
Let's say you have Ryan Reyes, Ray Parks, and Abueva. That's your 1, 2, 3. That's going to be deadly. Get the rebound. Ryan Reyes is a good rebounder. Same with Reyes. He should rebounder as well.
So Ray is a good passer.
Oh yeah.
It was evident last night. The drop passes of Ray, even through for Arlo, to Japet, and even to Lash.
Speaking of Ray, do you think this whole QT will be coming out party of some sort? Do you think he's gonna assume or really be rotation by that chart? It's gonna be starting to assume that Marcel won't be able to play.
He's the dark horse.
Dark horse
Meaning the guy that no one has scouted. He's the new guy. Oh, who the hell is this guy?
Sure.
And he'll definitely make an impact.
I actually also see him in that same role as Abueva, where you give him the ball right out of a miss, and he can just take off. When I was watching him last night, he showed some serious speed. I thought that he could run, like he could outrun a lot of the guys on the other team. So I could also see
he can be like a 12 PPG scorer in the OQT. Something along that range. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, something like that.
So he'd have to play more minutes than what he played last night. He needs to play more minutes.
He actually had 5 assists last night. 11.5 assists, a couple rebounds.
3 rebounds.
Yeah.
So that's good enough for him.
Sure. What about
I'm
you?
not sure with the 12 points per game for Parks because he's still a bit unselfish type of player.
Are you talking about passive or just unselfish?
Just unselfish.
He's looking for guys.
He's looking to set up guys. And if there's anyone who can actually average around 12 points per game, I'll bet my money with Reyes.
Yeah.
He can actually run the floor, just stop there in the 3, shoot the ball without any conscience.
Yeah.
And he actually did that one yesterday. But
4 out of 5 for the 3. And he's an underrated slash as well. He can take it to the hoop for
in
sure.
the sense on the ball of Reyes.
Yeah.
He will dive on the. That's the reason why he's always in there.
Yeah.
He's a run type of player.
Small.
If there's a loose ball, expect Reyes to be there.
For Ray, he's got a lot to prove. If he wants to go to the NBA, if you want the scouts to notice you, you have to make an impact here, and not just that on the you have to bring your team to the Olympics, and then make an impact there.
Then we'll get that summer league invite again.
Not just the invite, maybe 1 year.
I hope so. We all
more like Pop will get it if he helps us go to the Olympics and make an impact in the
So let's say he gets that 12.44 average and we don't make the Olympics. Do you think that would impress
Not
us?
enough.
Maybe hopefully
More.
Hopefully.
He'll be noticed by the D-League coaches, not the NBA coaches, not the NBA scouts.
Still small for a two guard. 6'3". So if there's someone who can actually rejuvenate his international career or his NBA dream, that can be Javette.
Okay.
It's not on the line.
Okay, let's talk about that then. You've got Blash has high hopes for me as he wants to pair him up with Blash. And he actually played a good role yesterday, just providing that energy, that defense, the help defense, and he has a very consistent mid-range game. So
The mentoring of code, the code will definitely help with him.
of course.
Javette is now more engaged in the plays.
Mental side of things.
Mental toughness, finally, he has it. He's not too hesitant anymore. He has the net, he has the athletic abilities. He has the shooting, but not as consistent as, let's say, Rendell. But I think the potential is there for Javette, especially if it's not in the spotlight. If it's not in the spotlight, then it'll actually create more noise compared to him being the first option, second option to offense.
Can't take that pressure.
The pressure is still not there.
As long as you get the consistency like Renadel has, and the mental toughness and the clutch type of game, then he's deadly.
Yeah, as far as that, I love his game. I think he's got all the tools from what he showed yesterday. Like he can play inside. He's got the mid range. He's just got to play more aggressive consistently. He's got to want it. He's really got to want it, especially in a big tournament like this coming up. I think if he really wants to play in the NBA, he's got to show that he wants to get better, that he wants to be. I agree with you that he can't be the first option right now, but if he wants to go to the NBA, he's got to be that guy. He's got to want to be that type of player, I think, because he shows that he's got game, he's got all the tools to do it. So why not want to be that guy?
I think he wanted to be that guy. That's why he went to the U.S. I mean, from Ateneo to D1. But I don't think he's cut off to that kind of role. One, I think he's more of a role player. So he actually, when he did the whole D-League experience in the Santa Cruz, pero inanakat din sila eventually, they were training him to be stretch four.
Something like he does.
Yeah. So if ever he does get that maybe summer league or D-League invite, I think he'll do a good role doing what he did yesterday. That kind of role, a complementary role, help defense, toughness, athleticism, mobility. So, okay, let's talk about Jason Castro, best point guard in Asia for the past 3 years, past 2 FIBA Asia championships. Di ba, alam naman natin in the World Cup, he wasn't at his best because he was dealing with injuries. So this will be his second go around in competing against the best guards in the world. How do you think he'll fare against Parker and Adam guards?
He'll have a tough time guarding TP and Nicole. Those guys are very rugged players. Then again, if you can utilize and maximize his speed, then there you go. Defensively, he's a liability.
Yeah, as far as physicality of the game, I think that he gets knocked around a little bit too easily. But as far as speed, man, he can run just as fast as anyone else.
He's not running anyway.
I think he's an underrated defender. He's a pretty good defender in my book.
On ball, yeah.
On ball.
And before they take the shot. But once they're up there, it's gone.
Yeah.
Imagine DP getting all those scores over guys like that. Or is the best pick and roll player.
Do you think he'll average 15 points, like how he did in FIBA Asia? Do you think he'll still assume that second go-to guy, that second scorer option?
He'll assume it.
But won't average 15.
Well, I'm actually not too sold with Castro being the best point guard in Asia. Maybe scoring guard. Scoring point
Who's your best point guard?
I would still go with Kamrani. The leadership, the anticipation, the defense of Kamrani. I'm actually impressed with Kamrani, and I wonder how Kamrani is out of the line of the run. He's physical, he's tough.
But he outplayed Camarani. When Gilas faced the Rand last year, he outplayed him really good.
1-1.
Let's go back to Jason for a bit. I don't think he'll average 16, but let's not be deceived from his performance last night. He didn't play a lot of minutes. I believe he was actually coasting. And you will see the real Jason come to OQT, barring any injuries, of course. I think he'll be solid. I mean, he'll keep up with Parker. I don't think he'll outplay Parker or the point guard of New Zealand at that, or even in the second round, hopefully against Corey Joseph. I think he'll hold his own, kind of papano. He'll use his speed. I don't think he'll be totally outplayed. I don't think he'll be bullied, but that's me. That's my opinion. What do you guys think?
Speed-wise, yes, he's fast, but I don't think that will work against Canada. That won't work against France. Maybe New Zealand.
Yeah.
But matchup-wise, I don't think Cash can really finish strong in the basket. If you have very tall defenders. And athletic ones.
As evidenced with the game against China in the finals, when we had Go Ailun, 6'4", point guard, and DM up. And actually, si Romeo also didn't do well.
But Cash can actually shoot from the outside.
Yes. That one.
So that can be the plus point for Cash.
It'll be. I'm interested to see how